Boom, we're back.
We're back.
Pablo has officially signed for West Ham United. We've got a striker in. We have a signing, and it's only the 2nd of January. This is amazing. We've just finished a quiz, and now we're back on.
Apparently, he can play tomorrow, which is going to be massive.
Is it, though? Do we know it's going to be massive?
Well, no, not really, but
that's it. Like, that's my thing anyway. That's my opinion. Is like, because we just don't know. Like, we've signed players. He's a young striker, which is great. There's a chance he can be good. We don't know. Is Nuno even going to play him, even if he is available? Is he going to play him tomorrow? Is he up to it? What's the deal?
I think that any new signing is obviously like you don't know whether going to work out or not. You can sign proven Premier League players and it not work out. I mean, I'm just excited that it's the 2nd of January and we've got a signing because I weren't expecting and obviously we've been linked with others that could be coming in the next few days. So look, it's a bit of positive news. And if he is involved tomorrow, if he's on the bench, It's good. It's good for the dressing room. I think now that they've got another striker in, we've got rid of that useless fucking Fulkrug who now he's gone. He was pointless, absolute pointless. Never rated him. Glad he's gone. Let him go to Milan. Don't care what he does there. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing this new young striker come in now.
This is why, though, what you just said there is why I can't really get excited because, we've been burnt so many times with the Fulkrugs, Guilhermes, and we should get a striker in and you think, oh, great, we signed a striker. Hopefully he turns out good. And we've just been so shit. So when it comes to signing, especially strikers, our track record with strikers is absolutely pitiful. It is beyond pitiful. So hopefully this changes things. It bucks the trend, but I'm waiting and seeing. I need to see what he does in a West Ham shirt.
It is right, and I've seen so much of this already, right? And I've seen loads of this already. We're signing 50. I think it's euros. I don't think it's pounds. It's 50 million euros on the two strikers, right? So I think this geezer's cost 23. Is that right? Or 20 million euros. The other geezer's cost about 29 million euros. Who's going to be coming in? Right, this geezer's been announced already. People already write them off. Two worst signings we've ever made. Blah blah blah. And I don't get that. You know what I mean? Listen, we have got to be realistic about where we are. That's the problem. We've got to be realistic about who's going to come in this predicament. They've laid out a lot of money. People saying big risk, but it's not my fucking money. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I want that little fucker to pay as much fucking money as he can for people. We don't know they're going to be good. We don't know they're going to be bad. But I don't like this. And listen, I've been guilty of it before. And I got guilty of it when we signed, what's his fucking name? Craig Dawson. Said it was the worst signing we've ever made. Went on to be an absolute cult hero for us. I don't like the negativity before they've even fucking kicked the ball. I hate that. I hate it. Can't stand it. Judge after they've kicked the ball.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. I think if people have watched them, they look at stats. I get being critical. I disagree on the money thing because it's not our money, but it's not Sullivan's money spending. It's the club's money, right? And when we've got PSR and this new thing that's coming in, replacing PSR and all of that, whatever happens, we're going to be the ones to suffer if we spend poorly because we are suffering as a result of his bad spending. So, it's a lot of money to slap down. I just hope that Nuno knows what he's doing because we fucking know Sullivan don't know what he's doing.
I was going to say, Dan, this is the thing. With it, it's Nuno signing. He's a player that he wanted, and I've always said that the manager should always have the last say on who they want because they work with them day in, day out. These signings come down to Nuno, don't they?
Apparently, this geezer is Nuno wanted him. He's the one that picked him.
Yeah.
That's
a good sign, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's a good sign.
It's a good sign, right? But my problem is that we're trusting Nuno. This is a guy we can't trust to make a substitution, let alone anything else. So it's a bit worrying. He's had a striker sitting on the bench for God knows how long. We've needed goals in the side. We're proving Premier League striker that he keeps taking off at ridiculous times in games and keeps him on when you don't need to keep him on. So listen, my faith in Nuno is very, very reserved. You know, I look at it now. We've got 2 strikers going to be sitting on the bench at the start of the game against Wolves in the game that we need to win. That's how I'm looking at it. You know,
we'll have another one in a couple of days, Scott. So you have 3 strikers on the bench.
You'll be fucked if he starts 2 up front tomorrow, won't you?
Mate, do you know what?
You know what to do yourself, will you?
The best thing is, and I said this to someone earlier on, right? I hope he starts the pair of them and we go 2 up top because we need goals. Wilson will score goals if he plays games. This kid, don't know nothing about him, don't rate the Portuguese league. Gyökeres was smashing goals in the Portuguese league, struggling to score goals at Arsenal. So you can't judge on the league. You know, same with the other guy coming in, like the Argentinian from Lazio, Wisconsin Skamaka from Lazio, and he banged in more goals than that fella did. But you just don't know. It could West Ham could be a good fit for the player, and he could smash it. But I'll give him a few games, see how he does. Do I trust Nuno? No, but I'll give the new striker a chance because I know nothing about him. But
it's just options, isn't it, Scott? It's like we've looked at our bench the last few weeks, and it's been very like we've been struggling on the bench. So to now have hopefully 2 new players in the next few days. Like it's just bodies in it, and you never know. They might take to the Premier League, they might not. We're in that situation now where we need to gamble because it's our Premier League status on the line.
And the thing is as well, though, right? What you got? The good thing is now, it looks like if he does stick with the lone striker, so to speak, playing with Bowen and some of it, at least now when he takes that striker off, we've got another striker to come on. We ain't going to see like what you saw the other night. He puts Paquetá up front that hasn't worked, or he puts Bowen up front that hasn't worked. At least now we're replacing a striker with a striker, which then gives defenders to think about. Hopefully this.
And when we're chasing the game, he can stick another striker on, then go to it because you're like, okay, let's throw the kick and sink at this because we're chasing the game.
Everything I've said that Nuno's got wrong since he's been here, get these signings in, he could rectify it all. They could be great signings, and he could make great decisions during the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we'll see. Like the big thing is, I see Mr. C's comment said that we can't put pressure on them so early. The problem is there's no choice. Like the pressure's on because it's not their fault, but we need players that can make an instant impact because of how crap we've been. So if we can't afford to say, well, give them time to adapt to the league, and let's hope we could be relegated by then. So they have to come in, and it has to click. Otherwise, they're not going to make that difference when we need it, which is now.
This is it, though, Dan. Until these guys are settled and everything, he has to start Wilson. We have to start with striker. It's got to be Wilson, and then get these guys involved when they're through the door and thing. You can't just chuck this guy straight in with no experience. Wilson's there, Premier League experience. We've seen he can cause defences problems. He does it when he plays, and no matter who he plays against. Right. He's got to start and bring this young lad on, or if we're chasing game, bring him on with Wilson, or
bring him off the bench. Yeah, he's got to have some appearances off the bench to get warmed up to the Prem. We can't just wait like slow burn. Get him off the bench.
The good thing is as well is that we've got the FA Cup next weekend as well, so he'll probably get a start in that. So we've got Wolves tomorrow and Forest on Tuesday. So 2 games there where he'll probably be on the bench and come on, get a little few minutes, and then you obviously got the Cupid. But I agree, you've got Wilson to start now, and it takes a little bit of pressure off of Wilson as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's
obviously that we're expecting goals from Bowen as well, and he's got to be playing up top. He gets to play in his natural position. He knows he's not going to be having to change now because we've got people to come in that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think with Wilson as well, we can stop this, wrapping him in bubble wrap and play him more because there's not this, if he gets injured, we've got no one else. You've got 2 other strikers there. So Wilson, he's the experienced Premier League striker, so maybe leave him on for an extra 10 minutes than you normally would. Start him each Premier League game, right? It gives us that option. And if he, God forbid, he gets injured, touch wood, we've got 2 other strikers to come and fill his place.
The thing is, you listen to. I was listening to someone talking on TalkSport, and they said a lot of these managers, what they do is they listen to these sports science people, right? And this is why they make the substitutions at certain times of certain players. They listen to sports science. So the sports science will sit there and say, listen, Wilson's body is only going to be good for 65 minutes. So instead of going to the striker or the player, how are you feeling? Like we said with Bournemouth, right? how you feeling? How do you feel as a player? You know yourself. We've all played football at some level. Granted, not the top level, but you know yourself. If you've got a little paw, if something's a bit tight, if you're not feeling good, right?
Yeah.
Talk to the player a bit more, because I'm sure in all the games that Wilson's come off the pitch, he probably could have played another 10 minutes. So listen to the players. Don't listen to the scientists, because they don't know the bloke's body.
Well, the thing is as well, like even like I've seen a lot of people saying, and I think you said it, Nick, as well, that X said that he is going to be in the squad tomorrow, which is it's a big boost for us, because and Wolves will be thinking now, we don't know nothing about him. They've worked all week on what we've got, and that so it might be a good thing to just not obviously start him, but when they bring him on, they're not going to know we don't even know what he's like. So it could be a good thing, you know. And I'm just excited that we've got a signing in. Like it's just nice that we're doing business early, and you've seen the links with obviously Traore as well, and then the bloke from Lazio. So yeah, by this time next week when we go into the FA Cup game, you know, we could have 3 or 4 players in the door, which is positive news.
I think there's another thing about it as well, is that, you know, and it's like this at clubs, and like if you talk to ex-pros and things like that, they'll tell you this, is that sometimes when it's bad at the club and, you know, nothing seems to be working, sometimes you need fresh faces in, because going into work every day, seeing the same fucking people, doing the same fucking thing, moaning about the same thing, it can get jarring, and it can get depressing, you know what I mean? So sometimes you need some fresh faces, some fresh people to talk, some extra positivity, because everyone in you know is so down in the dumps when it comes to that. So sometimes it's just to freshen up of the club and some personalities, because apparently, like I've heard through the grapevine, there ain't been a great atmosphere in the dressing room. A couple of years ago, like when we was going on them lovely European tours and all that sort of thing, the dressing room was the best it's ever been. And you know, some people have told me recently it's been worse it's ever been. You've got people like James Ward-Prowse who comes in, and everyone's going to know that, you know, he can't really get into the squad, and he's going to be moaning about that and complaining to teammates about it, and there's going to be people that don't understand why. Then there's going to be people like Fulkrug, who, you know, he slagged everyone off a week before, but the year before, but he never fucking actually done anything during his whole career there. So he starts to bring the fucking place down a little bit, and then you get some fresh faces in, and sometimes it's just sometimes it's just a bit of a catalyst you need. We've got a decent side. Like, I'm not saying squad, I mean the side. Like when we put the first 11 out, we need them people positive, and we need them to perform the way they're performing. And that is the reason we're in the position we're in now, is because there isn't enough performances from the people we've already got. So getting some fresh faces in, some more competition, a little bit of, you know, a change up in the squad sometimes is what you need.
Bloody, it looks like Big Dave is confident. I don't know if he's got any more information than us, but he said we've just signed the best striker to ever come from the Premier League, from the Portuguese league. Smoke on that one, suckers. Pablo Felipe is better than Gyökeres. So I hope he's got some sort of inside information and he watches the Portuguese league.
It's 13. It's 10 in 13 for him, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Portuguese league. Don't get overexcited.
No. The thing is, I don't think he's going to even come off the bench. If he comes off the bench, it will be like the 89th minute. I don't think he's going to play any minute. Yeah, he ain't trained or anything. Like, so.
It'd be nice for him. Like if we go, say for instance we're 2 or 3 up, 10 minutes to go, maybe just give him a little run out, which I know that's probably never going to happen. But
yeah, 2 or 3
you
up.
never know. I think it depends how the game's going. You know, because you got to be careful. You don't want to just chuck him straight in, because there is a huge difference between, no disrespect to the Portuguese league, but that and the Premier League is 2 worlds apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nick's putting all the other Portuguese. Listen, I didn't say it, by the way. That was Big Dave that said he's the best ever striker in the Portugal.
This is a good point, because it takes us on to the next one. I'll take the comments in a second. We need Charlie Cresswell next. Do you think he's concentrating too much on the strike force? It's listen, I know we've struggled to score goals, but our main problems are in defence.
Well, the thing is, he signed the players that are available now. So it's the 2nd of December, January. He signed 2 strikers in. So I don't think it's a case of like he shouldn't have signed them and signed a striker. Like the fact he's got these early is fine, which means we've got plenty of time to get that defender in. Like these were able to be done quickly. The Charlie Creswell deal might take a little bit more time since we've been linked with him for fucking ever. You know?
I think that like the deals that are getting done now, they've been working on them for weeks. You know, like this deal, this Pablo deal, just don't happen overnight. We was only heard about him 2 days ago, and he's already had his medical and signed for the club. So this would have been going on in the background. So I think Nuno has identified players that he wants. I agree. I think one of the main things we need to address is the defence. And yeah, look, Creswell would be a decent signing to come in, but we need goals as well. So it's about sorting it out in both ends of the pitch.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, mate. Is when you look at some of the games that we've lost or given or drawn from winning positions, things like that, you look at it that it's because the defence has been asked to hold out. You know, because we've got deeper and deeper and deeper because of the lack of the poor substitutions that have been made, but also the lack of squad depth. You know, and this is the thing. I criticise Nuno a lot for his substitutions, but the depth of the squad isn't great. So having a player, another striker, as I alluded to before, when we've taken Wilson off in the past, it's pushed defenders forward. The defenders have been able to step up more because they know we haven't got a natural striker to replace him. They haven't got to worry. So it then puts the team under more pressure. As much as the tactics are to sit back, you saw again the other night, you saw Potts screaming at people to get up the pitch. When you've got a striker there, the striker occupies defenders. He's making strikers runs. You put Paquetá there, he wants the ball. He's dropping deep to get the ball. You put Bowen on there. He wants to be out wide. You don't want to be in that striker position. So now you're swapping a natural striker for a natural striker. It occupies the defence. It carries the team a little higher up the pitch because the centre-halves can't come forward as much as they do. So I think that the defence, if you sort out the attack and get a few more goals in the side, it makes teams more wary of you on the counter. So they're not going to push as far forward.
No, I got you. Let me take some comments, actually, because there's some good ones in here, actually. Nuno's picked some right gems from the Portuguese league, don't forget. Don't forget that one, lads. Neves, listen, if he knows anything, he knows the Portuguese league. True. That's for sure. How do you do this so the Friday Night Pipe thing showing? I'm trying to look at it, but I don't know. Fulkrug starting where we're here watching AC Milan. Is he starting, is he, Fulkrug?
But again, slower league, it's going to suit him better.
Yeah. Mr. C says, can't expect instant miracles from one player. The pressure on them could be too much. It's still a team game. I don't think anyone's expecting it. I mean, if you look at the chats and the main consensus, no, everyone thinks these two are going to foul anyway. So I don't think there's any fucking pressure on them. Castellanos, best season for Lazio's last season with 10 goals. 10 goals will do me for half a season, mate. That's for sure.
That's for Lazio.
Castellanos is more of a hold-up than a scorer, but I think it'd be a link between the forward and midfield. Bowen will score goals. If true, we blow out in the last 20 all season. Section 102 says, 012 says, I'll back two up front to score more goals, hopefully, but we'll still let in as much as we score. End of. All right, end of what? End of discussion? End of day? End of what? Sort yourself out, fellas. This is there. Jamie Spriggs. Come on, mate. Sort yourself out, fellas. Don't like the chairman. Don't like the manager. Don't like the stadium. Don't like the squad. Being a supporter means supporting your club.
A load of bollocks.
You know, doesn't mean you have to fucking like it.
I support the club. Yeah, I don't have to like the manager, the stadium, or the chairman. But I still support
the players, as a matter of fact.
Because if you think the manager's wrong and the owner's wrong and all this is wrong, you support your club because you want it to be better, not because you just accept it for what it is. You want it to be better.
Sharky 5377. Yeah, what a nonsense comment. Sharky 5377, member for 5 months. Thank you very much, mate. Memberships are available. Ain't no time for adapting. Got to score. Won't judge him off tomorrow if he does play after a few. Or judge maybe 2 up top with Wilson could be good due to Wilson's experience. Wilson's been playing well, and if you see the way he even sort of wins the headers and things, he's got no one running off of him. You know, that's the fact of the matter. Is this right? But apart from the 2 ends, the goal scoring and the fact we can't score goals and the defence, we're actually playing quite well in games and not seeing them out. So this could be, the thing that starts getting us over the line. Wilson or Pablo starting. What will Nuno do? It'll be Wilson. It'll be Wilson. No doubt.
Wilson.
Barry Cook says Traore £120,000 a week. Another Ward Prowse. If that's true, it's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Nuno, but it ain't our money. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Nuno has no excuse to play Suchik or Paquetá up front now. X just confirmed he was signed in time. Will Bowen be moved to the left in a 4-4-2? I don't know why the fuck he would ever play on the left. He's always played on the right. There'd be questions about the manager if he starts putting him on the left. But then again, he did play all his goals on the right and Walker Beats on the left. We need Charlie Cresswell next, absolutely. I'm just saying some Premier League winners come from there. Rafinha, who's a Bars now, come from one of the smallest clubs in Portugal, Vitória, and there's one of the best. He even went to Leeds. Don't start with Leeds. Fuck me. They hate me. Swap deal with Wolves, apparently. They get Kilman, we get a set of socket spanners. I can have to take a couple out because I don't think their socket spanners will be enough. Can we send Kilman to Portugal even without arranging a club for him? Just an easy flight there. Two absolute bullshit signings, two injury-prone strikers and unproven. Are they injury-prone? I don't know. I thought the other guy was just young. Terry McGinty, mate, we are building. If you can't see there's been some improvement in the team, then I suggest booking a Specsavers employment. We were conceding because of individual errors. We need to.
That was a reply to someone else's comment.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right, there has been improvements.
Oh, sorry.
Right, can you leave that alone, please?
Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing.
Right, and we're therefore taking the fact that you almost threw the game away should tell you all you need to know about the squad mentality. There we go.
There we go. Good stuff.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, I mean, that's the main thing is reporting on the story. Tomorrow, someone asked, we did mention our predictions for the Wolves game on the quiz, but someone did ask from here, so we could just round out with.
We'll review the Wolves game and we'll start logging off then. Nervous. I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous about this one. I'm driving up there in the morning, but I am nervous. But lads, are we going to win? Have we got any chance? At least giving us a good.
I'm like you. I'm nervous because I know that when teams haven't won and Wolves can't even buy a win at the moment, and then when you play West Ham, you usually get a result. But I don't know. I think that tomorrow that we might see a performance that we've been wanting to see for a long time. I think that if he starts the team right, Wilson up top, frees Paquetá up. I can see us winning. It's just going to come down to, am I confident in our back four? Have I got confidence in them? Do I think that we're not going to concede? I do think we'll concede. That's why I've gone 3-1 West Ham. I don't know. I can see it clicking tomorrow. I can see Bowen, having a good game again like he did the other night. I do fancy us tomorrow, but there is that part of me. It's just supporting West Ham for nearly 43 years. This is what it does to you, But yeah, no, I fancy a win tomorrow, and I think that going into that Forest game, it's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen my team win a game in nearly 2 months, right? So I have no reason to feel optimistic. I mean, look, we're going against a team that haven't won all season, right? So there's something. Shout out to Dan United.
Why did you just go fucking crazy and start laughing?
What?
You started all summer. I don't know whether it's your mic, but you started all summer and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened there?
Did I go?
It just, Scott, you frozen, mate.
No, mate, I'm
Dan,
still
just think though, mate, 2025 was last year. It's 2026 now. It's a new year.
Oh, it's new year. The thing is, Wolves have actually, they've been decent. They've been unlucky in games like Arsenal and things like that. So they're going to beat someone eventually. They're going to win a game. They're not going to go all season without winning a game of football. History shows, and we've seen it, we are the gift that keeps on giving. We are Charity FC. If you need a goal, you need a win, play West Ham.
Yep.
So I can see them winning. I'm being more positive, so I'm splitting the difference, and I'm saying 1-1. But the team needs to prove to me they're capable of winning. Like we can go there, with a good lineup, and we can score a goal. But it's how we respond to taking the lead. That's the issue. How are we going to respond when we're winning or when we're losing or whatever happened? It's that in-game management that I question. So I'm not confident.
And that is what you want to see. And his in-game management has been very poor. It's been absolutely diabolical at times, right? And this is the thing. He's getting these signings in. He cannot make them excuses where he's bringing on people like Kante and Souček and all that and playing them out of position and saying, well, I've got what I've got. He's starting to get what he needs. So there is no excuses to be like taking off a Wilson but bringing on a fucking a Kante or, taking off Somerville and then bringing on fucking Carl Walker-Peters like he has done in the past. There's no excuses for that anymore. Like he's getting the players that he needs. He needs to go positive. He needs to be positive in games. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we do, and we do it naturally. I think it's a natural thing. Against Brighton twice, we played Brighton twice. We take the lead, right? And we retreat. We start going back until we concede again. Then we start going forward. We can't keep on doing that. We can't keep on doing that. We cannot defend.
No, and that's the problem. He tries to see out games, and like you said, his in-game management has been absolutely awful.
And the people that he had at Forest, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And do you know what? Funny enough, there was a quiz question that come up, and I was going to put it in, but I didn't put it in. He had last January, made a couple of signings, right? He finished 17th. He went for 7 Premier League wins in a row with Forest last January. 7 Premier League wins in a row with Nottingham Forest. That was last January.
So you're saying after he made signings, it made an impact and he went on a run, right? Okay, yeah, got you. What happened after January, though? What happened after that? He went on a crazy bad run.
7 Premier League wins in a row, mate. We're out of it.
I take it. Yeah, we're safe. Yeah,
that is true. The thing is, I think the pressure's more on Wolves tomorrow, and I think it'll get to them.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think so? Because they know they're down. Like we're actually trying to stay up.
They don't know they're down, mate. They're fighting like they're not down. This is the difference. They don't know they're down, and I think the pressure's going to get to them tomorrow. So long as we don't concede early, the pressure will slowly get to them. And look,
you think we're not under pressure, though, Scott? No, you think we're under massive?
Yeah,
this is big pressure, mate. We don't win this.
But overall, look back, right? We haven't played that bad, right? Against Villa, we didn't play that bad. Man United, we played okay. Brighton, in both games, we played okay. It has been the in-game management and some individual errors that have put us in this position. But performance-wise, it's been not that bad. Do you know what I mean? We've been
bad. That's not a glory endorsement.
But no, but as I'm saying, barring Liverpool and Man City, we've been in every game. Yeah, Villa, we lost 3-2. We was in that game all the way through. We was in the game. Yeah, and this is the thing. It's more there that the performances have been okay. We just need that little spark to make these performances up and up.
Performances have been okay for spells in games, Scott. There's been times in games that's been god awful.
Yeah,
like,
but the problem is,
we haven't had a 90 minutes. You can go fucking hell. Like,
we haven't. But and a lot of that, as I said, has been down to individual errors or poor game management. But I just think that Wolves, Wolves don't realise they're down. They wouldn't be putting up the fight they're putting now if they thought they were down.
I don't know. Sometimes, Scott, when a team's relegation is confirmed, when they kind of know they're down and there's no hope, that's when the team starts playing because the pressure is on.
I think they're sort of playing. They're playing for pride now, aren't they? I think they look at it thinking, all right, mathematically they're not down, but their fans would all think they're down. The players will probably think they're down. The manager as well. So they play for a bit of pride. And like Dan said, when teams have been relegated, they seem to have that new lease of life and they start playing. And I think the pressure is more on us because if Wolves win tomorrow, it don't really mean anything to them points wise, does it? Like league table wise, just for their pride, yeah. But for us, if we lose tomorrow, knowing what we've got coming next on Tuesday night against Forest, to know that we could pull ourselves out of this bottom three by Tuesday night, I think it's more pressure on us in that sense.
Yeah, it's massive. It's a massive game for us because, like I said, if we don't win, then we don't get that chance to pull ourselves out of the bottom three against Forest, whatever happens, and then we don't know what Forest are going to do as well because they might win this weekend. I know they're against Villa away, but you never know in this league. We have to win our games, and you can't sit there and look. Well, that's not a winnable game. They'll lose that. We have to win.
Yeah,
No room for error.
But that's what I'm saying. Wolves are going to be up for this. They're gonna want to have it. I just think it's just going to be a bit too much for them. I
The
really
thing is, for Wolves, again, it's about, it's going to be miserable there. You think it's fucking miserable here? They haven't won. Like, you look at their crowd, they haven't won a game all season. In 19 games, they've gone a half a season without winning one game. Yeah.
Well, they won a game in the cup.
Look at it tomorrow at home.
Yeah, they beat us.
Beat us in the cup.
Oh, yeah, in the cup.
Beat us in the cup. Yeah.
They've gone all season without winning the game. And they're going to look at this. If it was us, if it was Burnley, it'd be the same thing. They're going to look at it and go, right, boys, look, I know it's been fucking miserable. I know we're probably going to go down. This is the fucking last hurrah of some of you players that are going to be here. Look at West Ham. They're not in fucking good form. Go and fucking beat them. We've beaten them before.
They'll fancy it.
Don't beat them. If it was Burnley, they'd say the same thing. Like, it's a chance to give yourself some fucking personal pride. Go out there and fucking fight. At least give the fans something to cheer about. That's what worries me. We just have to learn how to overcome it. We have to learn how to overcome that sort of, but we never fucking do.
And our record there is horrendous as well, by the way.
Record bad, and obviously their fans. When their fans are on it, they're on it. They can make a lot of noise. They'll want to get behind their team tomorrow. So it's just how we control the game. An early goal for us will, I think, kill the game off for Wolves. We get an early goal, I could see us,
as long as we don't sit back, as long as we fucking actually go for the next one.
That's it. We just got to keep. If we get an early goal and we've got them under pressure, we've got to keep doing what we're doing and not just sit back. The thing that worries me is if they use their wingers and push players out wide, we're going to struggle. That is the thing with us. I was watching our midfield against Brighton. And they're all over the place. There's no structure to our midfield whatsoever. No. And that does worry me with teams that like to get the ball wide. Teams that are narrow, that play into our hands, so to speak. But teams that go wide a lot will cause us more issues. So that's something that needs to be addressed massively.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to stick with my 1-1 prediction. I was wondering about this fucking angle. We're all looking forwards. He's like this.
No, the thing is, I was obviously doing a quiz, so I needed some room to sort of turn and do that. The camera angle will be back next week. It was just, I don't know where we start, but before this, we've done a big factory of the year. And obviously, I've got the camera there, I've got the computer there, I've got the questions all laid out there. So I needed fucking room to turn around and do that. But it will be back next week. It'll be back to normal.
Nick, turn right round a minute. Keep going. That's better. Stay there.
It's fucking zooming in on his head. Look how the camera's fucking zooming right in on
the back of your head.
Ask me a question.
Ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
What's the score for tomorrow?
Well, I think it's going to be 2-1, lads, to be honest.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm sticking with 1-1.
1-1, 2-1. I'm 3-1. Scott, what do you reckon,
2-1.
mate?
2-1.
2-1.
I'm going to say,
West Ham. Yeah.
Let's say 3-1. 3-1.
You're going with Ryan's prediction, then?
Yeah, I'm going to go with
I'm
Ryan.
3-1. Yeah, I fancy 3-1.
No, do you know what? 3-0. I'm going to go clean sheet tomorrow.
Clean sheet.
Clean sheet.
I don't know what's
going to fucking turn into a superstar against his old team.
With a Tillman and Mavropanos centre-back pairing.
I don't know what's more shocking, the clean sheet or us winning.
Yeah.
Mate, it'd be a good way to start the year with a bang anyway, a win. We are better away from home than at home, I will say that. So there's a bit of positivity for it.
Someone's just said there, 1-0 nervy win. I think we'll all take that. As long as we win tomorrow. Obviously, I want to
take 3 points. Get me 3 points.
Battered for 89 minutes if we score on the 90th and we win 1-0. I don't care at the minute. I don't care.
Give me 3 points.
Results, mate. Results and fucking points.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice. Well, Let's see tomorrow. Like I said, Nicky will be up there with the fan cams. I'll be on the watch along. Yeah, and it's going to be good stuff. You know, maybe if the lads are about, we'll do an instant match thing or something. But obviously, we'll have a
I'll be back
PMP.
tomorrow, mate.
I'll have to inquire on what's happening with our new home for PMP when that is back up and running, because they're having a refurb now. But if not, we'll do it online until that's back up and running.
Yeah.
What? Jinx. Someone said I'm a jinx because I've predicted the draw. No, a jinx is if I say we're going to win and then we don't win. I've jinxed it. If I say we're going to draw and we win, that's a positive jinx.
Yeah, but there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
And if you didn't see it, we've done the big fat quiz of West Ham 2025. So go and check that out. You'll be surprised who won that, to be quite honest with you. And we will be back tomorrow, as I said, with all the fan cams and post-match pint and all the stuff leading up to Wolves. And I'll be back on Sunday with the morning after the game before and comments below. So if you've got any comments to read, I'll be picking out 3 random videos and I'll be reading the comments. So go commenting right now and you might get read out on the comments below. But there we go. Thank you very much.
One thing left to say.
Oh,